welcome back to my channel. It's day 16 of my book and we'll be talking scary books to read in the dark. Let's get going. My first book is The Moss by Lisa Ludeteki. I'm sorry to say that wrong, oh my gosh. Okay. There are two things 17-year-old Emma Kavala is known for: the fact that she grew up beside a sprawling block and that her sister went missing over a year ago. No leads, no clues, no trace. Having spent much of the past year trying to heal from the tragedy in the golden sun of the West Coast, Emma has just returned to Maine, feeling like 3,000 miles was enough to escape the ghosts of her past, both literal and metaphorical. Having to New England brings her little comfort or closure. Her father seems convinced she should have stayed away, and the family's old farmhouse stands by the block, known as the Moss, seems particularly upset to see her again. Darkly familiar shadows and specters fill her dreams, her periphery, and the quiet spaces between her thoughts. My next book is The House of Quiet by Christian Wright. To save her sister, she must enter the house. In the middle of a deadly bog sits the House of Quiet. It's a place for children whose procedure triggered powers too terrible to be lived with. The last hope of treatment. No one knows how they heal or where to go afterward. Birdie has begged, bargained, and blackmailed her way inside as a maid, determined to find her missing sister Magpie. But what she discovers is more mysteries instead of the destitute children who undergo the procedure in hopes of social advancement. The house burns with aristocrats, teens wielding strange powers they never should have been burdened with. My next book is Keep Your Friends Close by Cynthia Murphy. Chloe Roberts is on top of the world. After a stellar first year at the prestigious Morton Academy, she's a shoo-in for head girl and coveted position in the school's secret society, Jewel and Bowen. But her dreams are shattered when her best friend Nikita Patel unfairly snatches a top spot and steals Chloe's boyfriend at the same time. Heartbroken and humiliated, Chloe discovers a shocking truth. Jewel and Bowen isn't a secret as she thought. The rest of the school despises the jewels, and there's even a book of crime and punishment, cataloging their misdeeds. Things take a very dark turn when the names in the book start to correlate with murders of Jewel and Bowen members on campus. Suddenly, anyone can be a suspect. My next book is One Dark Night by Hannah Michelle. On Halloween, a group of teenage students meet in the woods near Salina Road, a road steeped in local lore and rumored to be haunted by the ghost of a murder girl. By the end of the night, one student will be dead. Rachel, the school guidance counselor, is trying to keep a handle on her increasingly distant teenage daughter Ellie, while her students and parents panic and mourn. Her ex-husband and Detective Ben, dealing with a personal crisis of his own, has concerns about his daughter's safety as he investigates the death of one of her classmates. Meanwhile, Ellie is keeping secrets from both her parents, including one where she was about that night. My next book is Unhallowed Halls by Lily Wilkinson. Paige Whittaker has always been an outcast, and after the deadly incident that destroyed her single friendship in her old school, she needs a fresh start, which is why when she received a scholarship offer from Agathonian College, an elite boarding school further deep within the moors of Scotland, she doesn't even consider turning it down. Agathion is everything Paige has ever a safe haven full of dusty books, steaming cups of tea, and rigorous intellectual debate. And for the first time in her life, Paige has even managed to become part of a close group of friends. Cyrus, Ren, Gideon, Lacey, and Oak help her feel at home in Agathion's halls. The only problem is, though, keeping secrets from her. My next book is The Devouring Light by Kate Ellis. When Hayden, Romeo, and her rival Deacon Rex, alongside the barons, including Hayden's ex Calio, are stranded on their way to a rock restaurant, she thinks missing the gig is the worst thing that could happen. She's wrong. Marooned in treacherous swamplands with no way out, the group stumbles upon an eerie, decaying house. It seems like a safe haven, a place to wait out the storm. The house, however, isn't just abandoned, it's been waiting for them. My next book is Quantity by S.C. Barnes. Holly is on the run from an interplanetary political scandal that has put a huge target on her back. She heads for what seems like the perfect place to lay low, a gigantic space barge storing the cryogenetically frozen bodies of Earth's most fortunate citizens from more than a century ago. The Cuba program, created by trillion tech genius Dale Winfield, is long defunct, and the AI hologram hosts are ghoulishly created in the likeness of Winfield's 3 adult children, glitchy. The ship feels like a crypt, and the isolation gets to Holly almost immediately. She starts to see figures crawling in the hallways, and there's a constant scraping, smelling, and rattling, echoing in vents. It's not long before Holly realizes she may have gotten herself trapped in an even more dangerous situation than the one she was running from. My next book is Mercy by Patricia Ward. Mercy was named for her mother's hopes. Mercy in the hope of that the suffering, the curse that Mercy and her family had lived for generations might take pity on them. But Mercy's name never did her any good and instantly did the same for Mother. The story ensures that Mercy, her family, and the core families in Arbor Falls are able to grow, dream, or prosper, and make sure they stay exactly as they are, mired in the mud. Mercy has learned to live, but the only way to escape the suffering is to accept it. Elton, the Bowens move back in town. My next book is The Dead of Summer by Ryan LaSala. Welcome to the island of Anchor's Mercy, where 70-year-old resident Ollie Maltman is about to have the best summer ever. It should be easy. For generations, Ollie and his mom have welcomed visitors to their famous bed and breakfast to revel in the island's pristine beaches and musical queer culture. But Ollie knows something is very, very wrong with Anchor's Mercy. Something is making the town sick, including his mom. Anyone who asks too many questions and about the island's dark history tends to vanish beneath the waves. Then the perfect storm hits the island during the busiest tourist weekend of the summer, cutting off communication to the mainland. Ollie's investigation is barely underway when answers rise from the sea in the form of some supernatural radiant plague that drowns its victims on dry land, then transforms them into unfathomable creatures of the deep. Now Ollie will have to face off with his island secret in order to save it and the rest of the world from the ocean's embrace. My next book is Window Savior by Vince Whitaker. She is also the author of The Sacrifice. Wispy Falls town motto, you'll be safe here, but that doesn't seem to be true because in Wispy Falls, monsters live in the woods and children go missing and the bodies are beginning to stack up. A 17-year-old blogger known as Story Manson is determined to get to the bottom of what's wrong in Wispy Falls. A few years ago, his 6-year-old brother went missing in the woods and no one in town seemed to care enough to find him. So now he's investigating why every household participates in something called the Blood Moon Ritual, where cryptid sightings are so common, and why anyone who goes in the woods goes missing. If he can fix what's wrong with the town, he just might be the next body in the woods. My next book is The Lies of Alma Blackwell by Amanda Glaze. For over a century, the Blackwells have protected the town of Hollow Cliff from vengeful spirits. 17-year-old Nev is ready to take over for Aling grandmother as the town's witch protector, unlike her mother who loved when Nev was a child and never looked back. When a stranger arrives in Blackwell House of Spirits to fill a tour guide opening, Nev reluctantly offers him the job. Nev doesn't trust Carl Murphy. He knows more than he's letting on about Blackwell House and about Nev herself, but Nev soon learns that she has been lied to her whole life. While following the trail of clues left behind Blackwell House by her most powerful witch ancestor, Nev uncovers an unspeakable legacy of murder and lies, and realizes that a stranger may be the one person she can trust. My next book is Bat Creek by June Payton. Iris, Gum, and Aidan are vacationing in Bat Creek just like every summer, except Iris' older sister, Glory, drowned in the lake last year and Iris can't seem to move on. Gum is hiding his sexuality from his family and while being viciously haunted by Glory's rotting ghost, and Aidan is distraught over a drunken argument with Glory that he fears may have led to her death. When Iris sleepwalks down the painted house that Glory obsessively sketched in her final days, she and the boys begin to uncover a sinister history in the very bones of the town. The trio must reckon with the events of last summer and uncover what lurks within Bat Creek before it takes Iris' life next. My next book is The Drowning House by Sherry Price. A violent storm washes a mysterious house onto a rural Pacific Northwest beach, stopping the heart of the only woman who knows what it means. Her grandson, Seymour Culpepper, vanishes in the aftermath, leaving two of his childhood friends to a cold, small, isolated island for answers, but decades have passed since Melissa and Leo were close, if they were ever close at all. Now they'll have to put aside old rivalries and grudges if they want to find or save the man who brought them together in the first place, and on the way they will learn a great deal about the sinister house on the beach, the man who built it, and the evil he's bringing back to Marrowstone Island. My next book is Wilderness Reform by Matt Query and Harrison Query. 13-year-old Ben is sent to a remote reform project for troubled teens by juvenile court judge, but when he arrives at the camp located on the edge of the vast wilderness of northern West Northwestern mortality, he immediately recognizes that there's something off about the counselors. They're too friendly and upbeat, yet Ben can tell there's undercurrent of menace. As he gets to know the boys in his cabin, he soon discovers that they each have far more going for them than what are required to landed them there, and each has different critical skill, one that could help them unearth what is really going on in this place and how to make it out alive. They're inching ever closer to the truth, and the hidden evil beneath the camp surface will make itself known in order to deter them. And my final book is Heads Will Roll by Josh Winning. Mother's worst nightmare was being cancelled, but the words of Camp Castaway might destroy more than her reputation. After Circumstar Rilla tweeted herself in infamy and had to be dragged blind and drunk out of a swimming pool, her agents shipped her off to the woodsy and wonderful anonymous confines of Camp Castaway, tucked away in the trees of upstate New York. Castaway is a summer camp for adults in desperate need of leaving behind the mistakes their social media count their lives. No real names, no phones, no way to call for help. Rilla is relieved to find that her fellow camper seems okay. To her shock, her own favorite actress is here, sitting by the campfire and roasting a s'more. And did that jaded writer daddy just wink at her? But the peaceful rhyme is shattered when a terrifying woman pops streaking from the wardrobe in Rilla's room. Soon after one of the campers vanishes. Is Rilla about to get cancelled all over again, and this time for good? Campers begin to lose their heads, literally, and Rilla and her new friends are on the run as paranoia grows and disturbing past deeds come to light. This escape from a shallow lifestyle might just lead to a set of shallow graves. What a weird summary, honestly. So those are the scary books to read in the dark. Let me know what you have read in the dark so far, and please like, comment, subscribe so you know if I have time post. I will see you on my next one. Bye!